Welcome, and thank you so much for coming. We are so excited to share with you the things that we've learned and some of our stories, some of the experiences that we've had. So people ask me, what did you do? How did you lose 20 pounds in 21 days? Well, I did what most people would do. I said, I'm going to give this a 100% effort. That's something that I had learned recently from a public speaker that I'd gone to see. Come and give it 100%. So I went at this 100%. And I had the attitude of go big or go home. So I began to change my habits and listening to my body at the same time. The first habit that I changed was eating 6 small meals per day. And by doing that, it balanced out my blood sugar and it allows me to be able to stay awake all day. I no longer have to take naps. And for me, that's huge because as a homeschool mom, reading is the most important thing in our lives. And I was asking my older children to do a lot of that reading because I was falling asleep. And we have a lot of great memories of mom falling asleep reading to the children. But now I get to read and study all the time. I can read my scriptures for as long as I want and I don't get sleepy. And it's just fantastic. The second habit that I learned and applied to my life is moderation, that less food is better than more food. I learned that I'm not perfect. This last weekend, I enjoyed my favorite ice cream. Had too much and learned exactly what my body needs in terms of portion control and the amount. And I'm so grateful that I have these habits and that I've learned them because I can get right back on track. You know, the next day was a new day and this week's a new week and I can get right back on track and it's not hard. It's been so easy. The third habit is I learned to drink more water. Before the healthy habits, I aimed to drink about half of my body weight in water, in ounces. Did I say that right? Half of my body weight in ounces of water. We've all heard that. Everyone knows that. And when I was introduced to these healthy habits, the goal was 100 ounces. And I was like, what? How am I going to drink 100 ounces of water? Today, I'm over 160 ounces so far for the day, and it's not even over yet. But my electrolytes are balanced. I've learned what my body needs and when it needs it and how to balance things out so that I have the right things going in at the right time. The Take Shape for Life program and the healthy habits have reset my body. It gave me a clean slate to learn from right from the beginning. So I started with these habits, and over the course of just a couple of days, my body went into a detox and then right into fat burn. And the first thing that happened is the weight just started to fall off. It was crazy to get on the scale and see 1 and 2 pounds coming off every couple of days. And the weight loss, for me, that wasn't a huge deal. I mean, it was nice, but it wasn't the thing that was the most important. The most important for me has been the positive mental clarity that I have. I'm able to think so much more clearly and accurately. And I'm able to remember things that I've long forgotten. I have good, clean energy without drugs or chemicals or power drinks. What are those things called? Power hours? I don't know. I feel closer to my Heavenly Father and His Son, Jesus Christ. And that is so important to me, to have that closeness with them, that better relationship. The mental fog that I once had is gone, and I now have the confidence and the ability to start achieving and reaching my dreams and going and getting them. Soon, after starting the Take Shape for Life program, I saw changes. And so the first thing I said is, where has this been my whole life? Why am I just now learning these healthy habits? Why didn't I learn about these sooner? Because I have been studying nutrition and dieting and what's good and what's not good for my whole life. Those of you who know me know that I love to talk nutrition. I love to talk exercise, and that I don't diet. I make healthy changes and I apply them to my life because it's not about, for me, it's never been about dieting. It's just about having healthy habits and making those lifelong changes. And that's exactly what Take Shape for Life has done for me. The weight loss has just been, it's really just been a benefit to the other things that have happened. I'm learning and growing daily. And as I continue to learn, really all I want to do is share this gift with everyone, because I believe everyone deserves to have these rewards and these benefits and to have that clear and positive mental attitude that I now have. Okay, so that's my short story. The next is my husband. And most of you know him, Scott. So he lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. His weight came off really fast, and he also experienced more energy and the clear and active mind. And so a funny story that just happened this week, I was doing the laundry, and as I'm folding our laundry and putting my daughter's laundry into their baskets, they're pre-teenage. Anyway, I recently gave them my old clothes because I'd grown out of them. I'd gotten too big and they didn't fit me anymore. So I gave them to my daughters and they were wearing them for night shirts. Well, this week I held up one of their shirts. I said, hey, I think this fits me. The shirt says like, I run this town. It's a running shirt. I loved it, but I didn't wear it for very long. So I grew out of it really, really quickly. Anyway, so I said to him, I said, I need my shirt back. It fits me now. And I put it on and they're like, hey, that does fit you. And so I was super excited. And I realized that I can give my husband back his clothes because I had been wearing his clothes because they fit me and didn't fit him. And anyway, so we need to do that still. We need to trade our laundry back. But anyway, that's his story. And it's just been great watching him change. Next, we're going to hear from my good friend and my health coach, Amber Taylor. She's the one who introduced Take Shape for Life to me. After Amber, we're going to hear from our business coach, Chantel Flake. She's going to tell us a little bit more about the healthy habits and the things that we learned. And then we'll finish up with Melanie Grant, and she, I believe, was Amber's health coach. I don't know. I've just known her as a friend and a mentor. So we'll take it from there. Amber?
Awesome. Thank you, Charlene. I love hearing your story.
You're welcome.
And my story is really all about freedom. There have been times in my life when I have felt like I was living in bondage to the effects of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, and the divorce of my parents, and by feelings of guilt because of the suicide of my dad, by depression and anxiety, and feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, despair, anger, frustration, shame, fear, and stress. And I used to frequently feel like I was a failure, like I was broken and damaged and less than. And I had an eating disorder, and I was obsessed with exercise. And I was in bondage to a vicious cycle of binge eating and food addiction. And I felt controlled by finances. At the end of August, I chose a different path, and one that has helped me to feel awake and empowered. And losing 40 pounds and over 30 inches in just over 16 weeks has really just been a side effect of the confidence and the freedom that I've gained. I've found the tools to transform those chains of depression and anxiety and replace the negativity in my life with healthy habits. And I've gained energy to live the life that I dreamed for myself, but was just too tired and discouraged to actually create before. And so my life now feels transformed by physical, mental, and financial health. And so today I feel like it's part of my life mission to share the freedom that I feel with others so that they can escape from their own bondage, and so that they can also enjoy the freedom that optimal health creates. And so Chantel, I'm just going to turn the time over to you to share with us some of the tools that we have to offer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for letting me be on, you guys. And I don't know about you, but that was super inspiring. I think I could sit here all night and hear these girls. You guys, that is just a story of hope right there. Like, if you have ever thought that you can't do it, I mean, just listening to those stories, I'm so uplifted, and I'm so lucky to be able to associate with these amazing people. But you know what? You might be thinking at this point, like, what's in it for me? Like, that's really great that Charlene and Amber could do that. But, you know, I just want to take just a second for you guys to just kind of close your eyes if you need to and just kind of dream a little bit. Think about what would happen if what's your story? What if you had that energy that Charlene was talking about? What if you could be released and have that freedom that Amber was talking about? Whatever that is, you know, maybe you haven't been through some of the struggles Amber has been, but maybe you've fought your own battle. And what things could you do physically that you aren't able to do right now? Just as little as getting on the floor, playing with your grandkids, or, being able to ride a bike with your spouse, spending that time with them, whatever it is, whatever important to you. What if you had all the energy in the world? Be able to read to your kids. I love that, Charlene. Who else would benefit? Is this something you're doing for yourself, or is this something that maybe you have some other family members that you want to do this for? If you could choose optimal health, would you? Some of the loud people here. So think about this question. If you could choose optimal health, would you choose it? I know that might be kind of a redundant question, or kind of we laugh at that question because of course you're on here tonight. But really think that if you had the tools possible to create optimal health, would you choose it? So let's go over just a few things. And this is all information that you'll want to talk to the person who invited you to this webinar. And they can give you more details because it's different for everyone. But the basis of this, the stories that we've heard tonight, and this is how they were able to accomplish it. There's a few keys that make this possible. We feel like clients on our program do really well, and it's because of these reasons. The first one is support. When you start something new, you want to have the support and the guidance of, especially with this, a personal health coach. And so that's awesome that you, with this program, you get a free personal health coach. We have a awesome group on Facebook if you're into social media. Lots of people around the area where you know that you're not the only one doing this. There are lots of people to surround you and support you. Lots and lots of support. So depending on your method of how you want support, we can definitely get that. Okay, I'm going to mute a few more people, and if you need to talk, just hop on off. Okay, there we go. So let's talk about, you guys, this is a huge key. What Charlene was talking about that mental clarity, and this really comes through. This is a part that not a lot of people talk about with weight loss. This is not just a diet where you lose the weight and then you gain it back. You might have done something like that in the past, and that definitely doesn't work long term. This is a long term, and the only way to do that is to rewire your brain, basically. I know that sounds kind of freaky, but it really is funny how those changes happen in your brain that you don't think about food the same. You don't have the same relationship. You kind of have to break up with it for a second and then, recreate that relationship, that healthy relationship with food. Reaching a number on the scale, I heard a couple of those ladies say that that's great that you lose 20 pounds, but what does that mean? Like, what are the side effects of you becoming healthy? Amber, can you hop off mute real quick and tell us a little bit about what you enjoyed about the education?
The education, I feel like it has given me the opportunity to learn for myself what my triggers are and what the causes of my emotional eating were, and then to figure out a plan for myself. So instead of when I feel stressed or when I feel sad or when there's a celebration, instead of turning to food, I have written a plan for myself using the Habits of Health books. I've written my own plan of steps that I can take that are more healthy. Like something that I love to do when I'm stressed now is I like to get in a hot bath and soak. And before I would have gone for the ice cream, or I would have gone for, whatever candy was available in the pantry. I also really like to go for walks. I like to be outside and get fresh air. I like to, take my kids, be active in taking them to do things and spending time with them rather than rewarding them with an ice cream cone like I used to do a lot. So I love that I am in charge. Like I can learn as fast as I want to learn or as slow as I want to learn. I'm kind of in charge of the pace of my education instead of relying on somebody else to spoon feed it to me.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. It's so true. That's what this curriculum does. It kind of takes you from where you're at, whether you're a marathon runner or you've never worked out a day in your life. This kind of takes you and just takes you step by step. And some of the things that Charlene was talking about, the simple habits of health that she's changed, we go over that too. We go over, we focus on one healthy habit a week. So 1 week we focus on drinking water. We all know that water is important. We might not know how much, so we learn how much we should be drinking, and then simple tips on how to get that in, and then to focus on actually doing it. And then what happens if you do that for 30 days in a row? It becomes a habit, doesn't it? And then it's almost weirder to not do it than to do it. Does that make sense? Like you've created that habit in your life. You can move on to something else. The next thing is eating 6 small meals a day. We teach that. Smaller meals every 2 to 3 hours, protein carb balance. And in this curriculum, you learn what a protein carb balance meal is and what the proper portion is, and exercise movement, what's appropriate for you. There are so many to eat within 30 minutes of waking up, like just simple tips that kind of make a big difference that I never did 4 years ago before I learned these things, but it's absolutely changed my life. That's where you really learn how to have energy. So that's just a little bit on the education. Obviously, there's much, much more to it, but talk to your health coach about that. And then having a simple and safe program really does matter. We do teach the habit of eating 6 small meals a day. So think about that. Today, what you've eaten, sorry if that puts you on a guilt trip, but think about what you had today. Maybe your life, maybe you're a super busy mom, like I am. And maybe you're like me 4 years ago where I was pretty lucky if I got in 2 meals a day. And think about how, if you've tried to eat 6 meals a day, and have you tried that, but has it kind of not worked very well, or have you tried it for a certain amount of time and succeeded, and then kind of got lazy about it, and a year later you did it? And are you getting the proper nutrition? Do you know what that balance is? And do you need help? It's okay to admit sometimes if we need help, right? The one thing that I really suggest is the weight loss program that we use. Like if you're wanting to lose about more than 10 pounds, this program is amazing. These ladies you've heard the stories, they lose it very, very quickly and safely, but very effectively. The results for the women's weight loss program is about 10 pounds per month. So if you want to lose about 50 pounds, just divide that by 10, that's going to take you about 5 months. Now, there's lots of different programs. I did like a nursing moms program after I had my baby. There's like people like diabetics or, teens, different things. But I'm just going to outline a very basic plan that a lot of people love because of how effective it is. And what you do is you start with 1 meal a day. People say, oh, it's so overwhelming, 6 meals a day. I don't know if I could do that. We say, can you prepare 1 meal? So you start with that 1 lean and green meal. And basically that's lean protein and 3 servings of non-starchy veggies. And we have tons of different recipes. I love this because you can involve your family in on this. My family, we eat 1 meal together a day, and that's dinner. And so I want to cook that healthy for my family. I want them to learn these healthy habits. So that's what we do. The other 5 meals during the day, during the weight loss phase, are quick, healthy grab-and-go meals. And they have that proper protein carb balance to get in that fat burning state that Charlene was talking about. And I love it because it protects that lean muscle. And if you're a woman over the age of 40 especially, that's so important to do something because that's what your metabolism, you want to keep it off, right? So you want to be able to protect that lean muscle. So you're going to be eating every 2 to 3 hours. We have a really great tool. Oh, I went too far. We have a really great tool for you. We have medically formulated meal replacements that basically help you to be able to be successful 100% of the time. And like we said, to get in that fat burning state. It's a magical phase. I absolutely love it. You're not hungry. You feel amazing. Isn't that amazing? You could lose weight and not be hungry when you're doing it properly. That's definitely how we do it. So every 2 to 3 hours, we use that. We call it our secret weapon. And then we transfer to a transition phase and a maintenance phase where obviously you've learned the whole time the education on how to be able to keep it off and healthy habits to continue to do the rest of your life. So it's awesome. I love that. Here's just a few stories of a couple of my clients and people that I associate with that I've seen their journeys. it's just incredible. I feel like I have the best job in the world because I get to see these transformations and see these people actually change. But like the top right is my uncle who was going to have a knee replacement surgery. He said, you know what? Tell me about your program. Let me just try it and just see if it works for me. Nothing else has really worked, but I'll just try it. Well, he went on to lose 100 pounds, and instead of having to get his knee replacement, he just ended up losing the weight, and that took the pressure off his knee, so he didn't have to have surgery anymore. And he's 2 years later, and he's been able to keep it off. And he's just, I always see him and my aunt walking or biking around town. It's so cute. Then a cousin on the left, a sister-in-law on the bottom left. She lost 40 pounds in 4 months, went from a size 14 to a 4. Just incredible results, you guys. The middle gal, my friend, I coached her, and she did this. She lost about 35 pounds, and the picture on the left is her hiking Mount Timpanogos. She said, I was about to die when I got to the top in that picture. What was going through her mind was, I am not a healthy person, I realized. And so she decided to make changes that day. And on the right, she's wearing her daughter's pants. Her daughter's not very happy about it, but she sure is super thrilled. So just so many stories, you guys. I could go on and on. I don't want to take too much of your time tonight, but one last story that I just am so excited to introduce is Melanie Grant. You guys, so inspirational. I want her to tell a little bit about her health journey. Are you on, Mel? Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Okay, there I am.
There you are.
Thanks, Chantel. You're sweet, Chantel. I appreciate that. I am really appreciative that I can be on here today and have the privilege to share my story with everybody. My story really begins at the time I started having kids. With each pregnancy, I just put on more and more weight. And instead of getting it off in between, I continued. Well, I got some of it off, but I didn't get it all off. And so with each pregnancy, by the time I got to my 5th child, I was extremely overweight and exhausted all the time. And it got me depressed. My confidence was shot, and I blamed my weight on my thyroid issues, even though deep down I knew it wasn't 100% my thyroid's fault. I was embarrassed at who I'd become because I knew it wasn't really me. I wanted my old self back. I wanted that energy I used to have. I wanted to play with my kids. But most importantly, I just wanted to be healthy again. When I heard about Take Shape for Life, I just jumped on board. I was more than 100% ready to commit and make the changes that I needed. So I began this program right before Thanksgiving in 2014. And I didn't even care about the upcoming holidays and birthdays that lied ahead of me for the next 6 months. I was ready. Some people would laugh and be like, that's hilarious. You're joining right before like the biggest like festive, let's eat healthy, or not healthy, but let's eat holidays, right? But I didn't care. I knew then that I wasn't going on a diet. I was making lifestyle changes. For me, a diet is really about what you eat and not what you can't eat. If I tell myself I can't eat something, that seemed to push me further to want something I couldn't have. I committed to this program and I gave it my all, and I'm so excited that I did, and I'm so grateful. This program has done amazing things for me. I lost 85 pounds in 6.5 months. Losing the weight has made me feel on top of the world, literally, and free from the prison from food. Because then I ate only when I was stressed and depressed or emotional. Now I have learned how to take back that control from food, really, and turn my life into what I want it to be, what it used to be. My energy is up and I enjoy being me again. Because of my breakthrough of personal development and losing the weight, I couldn't help but want to share that with others that might be in a similar situation like I was in. So I decided to pay it forward and help whoever I can by supporting others achieve their health goals and share this knowledge of health that I know now with them. I've enjoyed getting to know people more and making new friends along the way. Helping others has really brought me so much happiness. And when I see others get off medication and reach their goals and really live again and really be happy and healthy, I feel extremely grateful that I can pass this blessing along to somebody else. And I know that if I can do this, that anybody can. So don't ever feel discouraged. Just take it a day at a time and hang in there. And that's what, we're here for, is to help support people.
Wow, Mel, thank you so much. You guys, I just am so blessed that I get to associate with these amazing, strong women, and just to feel of their strength, like just to see their dedication and determination. How Mel said she didn't care if it was Christmas. Like, talk about no excuses right there. I wanted to talk a little more about what Melanie mentioned about, she felt so amazing. Actually, I think all three ladies mentioned this, that they felt so amazing they couldn't help but share. That says a lot about these ladies. I think it says a lot about what kind of people they are, and that, when I think as humans in general, when we find something amazing that works so well for us, we have this innate desire to want to share it with other people. And so that's a couple people hopped on to kind of learn more about that. So I wanted to make sure and just briefly touch on that. And we can definitely go over more information about that. This is just kind of to let you know that this is an option. Health coaching is basically just paying it forward, helping at least one other person. And this is actually a lot of people to decide to do that for selfish reasons. And that's okay. I'll tell you why. Is because when you're a health coach, you are actually 5 times more likely to reach and to maintain your weight, more likely than if you weren't helping somebody. And if you kind of think about that, if you've ever been in a teaching position, whether it be at church or school or whatever, when you're the one teaching the lesson, teaching somebody else, you get a lot more out of it. You kind of get the most out of it. So that kind of solidifies what you've learned. And so we definitely encourage people, if it's right for them, to be able to just teach at least one other person these principles. Health coaching, just to answer a few common questions that people have, a lot of people start at different points in their journey. For me, I was already at my goal weight when I started coaching, but a lot of people, I know Melanie started right in the middle of her journey. I think Amber did as well, and it doesn't really matter. And Charlene, I believe, at the very beginning. So it just doesn't even matter when you decide that you want to pay this forward. Everyone's at their own health goal. And I think it's so cool when health coaches get together to see that there's all shapes and sizes. Health is not one look. It comes in so many different looks. It's just, we're on our journey together. It doesn't take a lot of time to coach. It's about an hour per month per person that you're helping. So, if you're willing to give up maybe one TV show or something a month and to be able to make a difference in somebody's life, maybe this is something for you. We provide all the training. We have lots of different people. I train doctors, nurses, stay-at-home moms, school teachers. I mean, you name it. We probably have a health coach on our team that's, from all different backgrounds, which makes it so fun and exciting. And we all come with different talents that we all help each other. We provide all the training that includes everything, like people say, well, how would I find clients? How would I be able to support them? I don't know very much about it. How would I help? We definitely cover all that. We you basically co-coach with your mentor coach together. And then people ask, how am I compensated? And we can, if you're interested in kind of learning more about that, we have a whole chart that explains all that. We're very open about, how much financially you're blessed. I know Amber mentioned about this being a huge financial blessing in her life. Maybe that was a need for her. We talk about Take Shape for Life, giving healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy finances. And this is how we're able to help some people relieve that stress. Because if you think of your life, if you're in debt or if you're having financial troubles, it's very hard to think about your healthy body when you have that financial stress. So we want to be able to, wherever the need is, we want to be able to help people. So maybe you've heard something that's for you, or maybe you've heard something that of somebody that would benefit from these things. And so we just ask you to think if this is for you, or to pass it along to somebody else. And Charlene, I wanted you to kind of tell just last little bit, tell a little bit about the health games that's coming up for anybody that would want to participate in that. Remember to hop off mute.
I had to find the mute button to unmute. The health games, oh my goodness, they are so much fun. This is my first time to participate. And what is awesome is you sign up, okay, and there's a link on my page and on Amber's page, and so contact your health coach, the person who invited you tonight, and find out how to sign up for the health games. You just go on, you download the app, and you go on and you log the healthy habits that you're doing, drinking enough water, moving your body, the food that you're eating, how much sleep you got, how your mental health is, like how do you feel today? Do you feel happy or do you feel a little sad? And you just log that, and it has this cool little graph where you can just chart it. And then there's the social spin, because we're all competing against each other, and they have prizes throughout the games. I think they last 6 weeks. Is that right, Chantel?
Yep.
Okay, 6 weeks long. And at the very end, everyone that reached their goal wins. And you can either have a goal to maintain your weight, or you can have a goal to lose weight. And so either way, you're going to win. And it's a great way to just track and see how healthy you really are, and see where you can set new habits and new goals for yourself.
Awesome. It just makes it fun. Making healthy fun. I know how much people love the games on Facebook. So this is just making game out of health. So again, are you ready? Are you ready for this change? Or do you know somebody else who's ready for the change? So contact the person who invited you. If you are interested in more information, we'd love to do a health assessment with you. We give free health assessments, just going to see if it's a good fit for you. But thanks so much for being on. Anything else you want to add, Charlene?
I just want to tell everyone, thank you for coming. This has been so much fun, and it's been fun to see some of you that I haven't seen for a while. And, let's reconnect and let's have a party. This is fun.